Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's start the video with environmental factors. Environmental exposure appear to be the dominant risk factor for many common cancers, suggested that a high fraction of the cancer are potentially preventable. The notion is supported by the geographic variation in the death rate from the specific form of the cancer, which is thought to stem mainly from the differences in the environmental exposure. For instance, death rate from breast cancer are about 4 to 5 times higher in United States and Europe than in Japan. Conversely, the death rate for stomach carcinoma in new men and women is about 7 times higher in Japan than in United States. Liver cell carcinoma is relatively infrequent in United States, but is most lethal cancer among the many African populations. Nearly all the evidence indicate that these geographic differences have international rather than genetic regions. For example, Nisi, a second generation Japanese living in the United States have more mortality rates for certain form of the cancer that are intermediate between those in the natives of Japan and Americans who have lived in United States for many generations. The two rates come close with each passing generation. There is no paucity of environmental factors that contribute to cancer. They lurk in the ambient environment, in the workplace, in food, and in personal practice. They can be universal as sunlight or be largely restricted to urban settings or particular occupations. The most important environmental exposure linked to cancer include the following: diet. Certain features of the diet have been implicated as predisposing influences. Certain features of the diet have been implicated as predisposing influences. More broadly, obesity, currently epidemic in the United States, is associated with a modestly increasing for developing different cancers. Smoking, particularly of the cigarette, have been implicated in the cancer of the mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, pancreas, bladder, and significantly the lung, as 90% of the lung cancer deaths are related to the smoking. Alcohol consumption is an independent risk factor for the cancers, oropharynx, etc. Genders. Arsenic acetose. Benzene is acute myeloid leukemia, principal component of the light oil. Despite known as risk, many applications exist in printing and lithography, printer, rubber, dry cleaning, adhesive and coating, and degenerative foaming, widely used as solvent and fulminant. Beryl and beryllium compounds. Lung carcinoma, missile fuel the space vehicles under the underweight metal alloys, particularly in arousal application in nuclear receptors. Then is cadmium and cadmium compounds. Prostate carcinoma use include yellow pigment and phosphorus found in the soldier and used in the barriers as alloy and metal platelets and coatings. Nickel compounds. Lung and oropharyngeal carcinoma, nickel plating compound of the ferrous alloy Christmas and batteries by powdering or stainless steel and welding. And then vinyl chloride, hepatic angiocarcinoma, refragment monomer or vinyl polymers adhesive for the plastic former insert aerosol proper in the pressurized container from a decay of the minerals containing uranium, potentially serious hazard in the quarters and undergoes mice. Nickel plating component of the ferrol alloy ceramics and batteries by product stainless steel welding component of the metal alloy, etc. These are its details. And here is another table. Abscessosis, silicosis, inflammatory bowel disease, lichen sclerosis, which is valvular squamous cell carcinoma, pancreatitis, and chronic, and all these are discussed previously. And here is the squamous metaplasia and dysplasia of the bronchial mucosa seen in the habitual smokers, a risk factor for the lung carcinoma. Endometrial hyperplasia and dysplasia seen in the woman with the unopposed estrogen stimulation, a risk factor for endometrial carcinoma. Leukoplakia of the oral cavity, vulva, and penis, which may be progressed to squamous cell carcinoma. Pilous adenoma of the colon, associated with the high risk for the progression of the colorectal carcinoma. In the next, it will be solid what is the risk for the malignant change in the benign neoplasm or stated differentiated or benign tumor pancreas. In general, the answer is no, but inevitably there are exceptions, and perhaps it is better to say that each type of the benign tumor is associated with a particular level of the risk ranging from the high to virtually non-existent, as the seated adenomas of the colon, as the enlarged, can undergo malignant transformation in up to 50% of the cases. By contrast, malignant change is extremely rare in the carcinomas of the uterus. Thank you so much for watching the video. Keep watching, keep supporting, and don't forget to share your views in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much.